More than 40 former Aston University and City St George's University students who claim they spent all their money giving to the churches without seeing what they term as the blessings of Abraham will stage a 7-day face-off with their pastors today, reports claim. Hannah Gordon, who was a member of the global church El Shaddai International Christian Centre, led by prosperity preacher Ramson Mumba, made this statement to the cable. It's time somebody put Christianity on public blast. Our pastors told us to give all our money to God and said God will give us houses, high-paid jobs, and make our dreams come true. We gave thousands in money and sometimes didn't have enough money to buy food. We would starve for days. What we have to show for it 5 years later, about 40 of us are still unemployed, still living with our parents and working minimum wage jobs. 2 of our friends died suddenly from pneumonia, and 3 of our friends were forced into homelessness. We had no money, so we couldn't help them. Our friend dying was the last straw. God needs to give us our money back. If we don't get our money back in 7 days, we want the world to know that God is bull, blank, blank, blank. The Bible is fake and God is a liar. Hashtag God better have my money. That was a statement from Hannah Gordon. Another student by the name of Ola Adiyim said this: I studied maths and chemical engineering at uni. I believed everything about God until I read this expose that my friend was talking about. That's when we knew that we had been conned. We were told every Sunday God's worship is infallible and authority and always comes true. 2 + 2 = 4 has more authority because it always has the same outcome. It cannot be challenged. It has the same outcome in China, London, Spain and Timbuktu. In church they tell you to fast and pray and the Bible will work. Give your money, praise God. A poor man can do all of that, but his 2 pence plus 2 pence will still be 4 pence. It will not be £4 million. The gospel that God is honest and good is the biggest lie the world has ever told. Hashtag 2 + 2 = 4 versus God. They've also started several petitions to abolish the church and have also said if they don't get their money back, they are going to, in their words, drag God's name through the mud. Well, they're not joking about dragging God's name through the mud. They've called God a paedophile. Why do you think child abuse is so much in Christianity? Again, their words, not mine. They say God abuses his followers. They say God hates women and women are treated like crap in the church. They say God doesn't answer prayers. They say God demands 100% every time and only gives back 2%. They then turned it on Jesus. Jesus is the devil. Everyone thinks he's good, but he has a dark side. He makes you hate people who challenge Christianity. So what do we know so far? We've seen all the receipts, monthly payments to their churches as far back as 2008 and to 2024, increments of £300 to £700 per month. We've seen their wage slips and employment benefit statements. We've seen their job applications. They say they have more proof and real-life personal accounts, so we'll be following this story. If you have similar thoughts on this post, on this, send us a post. Hashtag God better have my money. And if you have an opinion on their claims against the Bible, send us a post. Hashtag 2 + 2 = 4v God. And if you have any thoughts on this or have a similar story to share, send us a message at thecable101 on X. More news to come.